Pastor Jamal Bryant. Here he is right here. I'll put him back on the screen. Allegedly, or it's being reported that he has and like you said, how can it be a side baby if he is a single man? He's not married, but he is the head of a mega church in Atlanta, Georgia. So I mean, I guess people feel like he can't have sex, he can't have babies out of wedlock. That's against, he's not a Christian if he's fornicating, I guess. So there's that, but he has denied those claims. Now, before he denied them, it was on the blogs. It was people doing videos about it. Everybody claiming he got this child. And so he hit the internet himself with a message to all of you people, everybody, not just the people who wrote it, not just the people where the rumor originated. He spoke to everyone who passed the rumor, shared the rumor, and he wants y'all to do something. Hold on, I'm gonna show you a little bit of it.
Was hiding this baby from some mother inept accusation.
Wait a minute, let me start it over.
But reckless and irresponsible bloggers who went on with no facts, with no evidence, and might I add, with no truth, to make a baseless accusation that I had fathered a baby in April, May, February, January, here in Atlanta, and was hiding this baby from some mother in Atlanta or in my church. That number one is 1,000% untrue, 1,000% faulty. In days gone by, I usually don't say anything. Michelle Obama informed us, when they go low, we go high. If it was just for me, I could just withstand it, ignore it, and keep going. But I had to think about my daughters, who are now of the internet age, who have to read these falsities by cowards who would write things with no boundaries, no compassion, no understanding, but flagrant lies. I had to think about the church that I am pastoring and grateful to pastor, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church here in Stonecrest, Georgia, who has gone through a battery of assault and attacks on the internet before I ever came. I made a commitment to God and to these people that I would never take them through a storm, through hardship, through embarrassment, through anything that would bring shame to the body of Christ. And I've held on to that covenant and to that vow to God and to this church.
He's talking real slow.
I had to think about what this would mean to the gospel.
I want to speed it up.
People will, in fact, use this as a runway to believe that you can't outlive your past, because it is fodder for so many people who believe that if you made a mistake in the past, you'll keep doing them in the present and relive them in the future. God is a God who restores and transforms. We sing it often. Things I used to do, I don't do anymore. Places I used to go, I don't go anymore. And as a consequence, I stand not as somebody who has done everything right, haven't dotted all of my I's, haven't crossed all of my T's. But one thing that I can stand true to is that the man that I am now is not the man that I used to be. And all of it is accredited to God's saving power, his grace, and his forgiveness. There's somebody who needs to know you can outlive your past. It doesn't matter what it is that people think or what people say. In the words of William Shakespeare, to thine own self be true. Amazingly, I read in physics when I was still a high school student that there was something about the force of momentum, whether it is a thing or it is a person. When you are moving with momentum, the only thing that can stop you is what's in front of you.
He's going to say something really important in a second. It's just taking him a while to get there.
Force or the power to do so. Only what is in front of you. I am grateful unto God that the Lord is allowing and affording us the opportunity to do a great work in Atlanta. And I'm telling you that no power, no principality, no hater, no envy, no jealousy, no spite, no vindictiveness will be able to stop the momentum of God that is moving in my life and in the life of New Birth Church. I'm thankful for all of you who have extended prayers and genuine, deep-seated concern for me, for my mental health, and even for my family. I'm grateful. Please, whatever you do, especially on this National Day of Prayer, please keep praying for me. I am not what I should be, but I thank God I'm not what I used to be. In the words of
praise God,
writer, rumors of my demise
have been greatly exaggerated.
It's Mark Twain who said that. So those of you who were celebrating prematurely, hoping that the enemy was going to win, that character was going to crack, and ethics would somehow elude me, I'm sorry. But for the bloggers who in fact wrote this with no names, no evidence, no proof, and all the more, no truth, this blog is for you. I wanted to extend to all of you.
He got a gift.
Because all of the bloggers who in fact printed, reposted, and shared this live,
he got a gift. He got props.
In the next 24 hours, you'll be receiving
this
an immediate letter from our attorneys. Not just a stop, a cease and desist, but calling for an immediate retraction and a written apology, taking ownership for your carelessness and making absolutely no regard for truth. I'm telling you, truth crushed to the ground will rise again. And so for all of you who have ever survived slander, ever survived scandal, ever survived rumor, ever survived haters, ever survived being stabbed in your
This is a motivational speech.
Congratulations are in order. Millions didn't make it, but you're one of the ones that did. In other news,
you made
Saturday, we'll be feeding 1,000 people who are in need of groceries. Somebody, please blog that.
Blog that.
In other news, on Sunday, after service is over virtually, we will in fact be
blog that.
7,000 to 10,000 free COVID tests.
Jamal is reading us.
No money will be transacted. All you have to do is show up. Congratulations. God is still in the blessing business.
Congratulations.
Have a good night.
Congratulations. Blog that. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. You got to blog that. You need to blog that, okay? Never would have made it. Never would have made it without you. He said the people who have made it through. Woo, there's allegations, lies, and scandal.
Right.
Congratulations to you, because we made it. I'm just saying. I got some more though. I got some more tea. Come on, look. Y'all want to wait till I read the letter that he sent? I got the letter.
Yes, please. Please. And then I'll comment. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna put you back in the back for a little while. Hold on. All right. This is a copy of the letter that was sent to the blogs. It was sent to at least 2 blogs in it was sent to Sandra Rose, and it was sent to the Black Socialite on Instagram. Now, this letter, we're going to break it down. It's the demand to cease and desist for defamation of Dr. Jamal Bryant. This firm represents New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, Inc., and the Reverend Dr. Jamal Bryant and its senior pastor. We have been retained to address certain defamatory statements made against Dr. Bryant by each of you and possibly others. In this connection, you have caused the posting of false information intended to damage Mr. Bryant's reputation with his congregation. These statements were recently published in the Black Socialites, are false and appear to be a continuing attempt to defame Dr. Bryant. We therefore demand that you immediately publish a correction and retraction of the statements and cease and desist from any further defamatory statements in the future. Further, we demand that you immediately issue a correction and remove all materials on all blog sites and social media posts related to this false claim. He is telling people you need to take it down. Even though your statements suggest other people, quote unquote, have reported that Pastor Jamal Bryant allegedly has a new baby on the way, end quote. This publication of a false statement by you, along with the other damaging statements, amount to libelous content for which you are legally liable. We reiterate that you retract and correct these false and defamatory statements and cease and desist from uttering and posting such statements in the future. Whew. This letter shall serve as notice that your defamatory statements regarding Dr. Bryant are libelous and or slanderous per se, and furthermore constitute defamation by implication. There is no question that these false statements were calculated to injure Dr. Bryant both personally and in his professional position as senior pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. We therefore will seek to file a complaint against you and others involved in the publication of these libelous and or slanderous statements, requesting damages and cost of litigation if you refuse to retract such false statements, remove materials from all blog sites and social posts, and otherwise cease and desist from further defamation of Mr. Bryant. Now he's saying if you don't do it, then he gonna get you. We contend that the defamatory statements were published by you with a reckless disregard for truth or falsity and a purposeful avoidance of the truth. You did not contact Dr. Bryant prior to publishing these statements so that he could personally deny the veracity of the allegations. See, you didn't call that man and ask him, did he have a baby? You didn't do it, so now he wants you to take it now. Further, your failure to undertake even a cursory investigation into the alleged claim that Dr. Bryant fathered a child with a parishioner, which is untrue. He's being very specific. He didn't father a child with a parishioner. Now, it might have been somebody else. I don't know, but it wasn't a parishioner, which is untrue, amounts to gross negligence and supports a claim of publication with actual malice. As stated above, we hereby demand that you immediately publish a correction and retraction of the above referenced statement posted about Dr. Bryant. This correction and retraction must be published in as conspicuous and public manner as the libelous and or slanderous statements were published initially, which means, the same way you told it is the way you need to apologize and retract it. So you know what I say? You don't diss me publicly and apologize privately. No, you got to put it up publicly. Anyway, I digress. Your retractions should state that these statements were not corroborated and therefore are assumed to be untrue. Basically, you don't have no proof, so you got to assume that they're not true instead of assuming that they are. I'm sorry, it's funny to me. Your removal from all blog sites and social media posts should be immediate and complete. Please notify me when the correction and retraction will be published, the removal from blog sites and social media posts accomplished, and furnish me with a verification of the same. Now, since I've been, I'm the blog goddess. I've been in this game for a long time. Me personally, I would not take down anything that I feel is gossip worthy, on my site. What I will do is post that you said it's not true, or post, what you said. Now, I don't know what the truth is or what is not. Like, only thing I know is what I'm reporting. So for him to say, send me a copy of the retraction, that's like, for me, it's like, no, I'll post it, but you need to find it the same way you found the original post, in my opinion. Just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take legal advice from me. Anyway, finally, you and any affiliated entities, employees, agents, and assigns are hereby directed to preserve any and all evidence related in any way to the persons involved in the utterance and publication of the false statements. By this letter, you and any and all affiliated entities, employees, agents, and assigns are directed not to destroy, conceal, or alter any paper or electronic files, physical evidence, and or data generated by it relating in any way, no matter how remote, to the statements described above and or circumstances leading to their publication, including but not limited to: 1, all sources of the statement set forth above; 2, any and all documents and data referring to, reflecting, or relating to communications between you and persons affiliated with those statements; and 3, any and all documents and data referring to, reflecting, or relating to internal communications regarding the statements set forth above; and 4, any and all documents and data referring to, reflecting, or relating to communications between you and any third party regarding the statements set forth in said blog and related articles. Basically, they telling you whatever piece of paper you got, that you got it on email, whatever, you got to keep it. However you got the gossip, you got to keep it. You can't destroy it in any way. We understand that records and files are maintained electronically. However, this letter specifically requires that all paper and hard copy originals be maintained and preserved in their original format. Child, they asking for too much. They asking for whatever the case may be. You ask, if I decide to put it up and say, you said it's not true. You say it's not true. That don't mean it's not true just because you said it's not true. But, I can take your word for it and, say what you said and put up your video of you saying, congratulations, it's not true. And this is what I want, but I don't necessarily have to give you what I want. But anyway, in essence, he said, if you fail to meet the demands of this letter, our client is prepared to pursue all available legal remedies. Please note, however, that this letter should not be construed to limiting or waiving any right of our client to expand the nature of the claims and remedies available at law. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. He say he didn't have no baby in, what was the month? January, February, April, and May. He's this letter, it's just too much. What you think?
Oh my God, that's
what would you do?
Situation. I would definitely take it down if I don't have 100% proof.
Would you issue an apology?
I would issue a retraction legally to cover my ass and my business, because you are held accountable. Especially if you go to court.
But him having a baby is not something that is defamatory.
It is, because he's a church type of, I feel like I couldn't go to somebody who is honoring God, but yet he's lying to himself and his family.
All right.
And so that means you're hurting his business. You're destroying his business if you putting out slanderous accusations. And so I feel like if you're going to slander my name and you're going to cut in my bag, then I should be able to sue you.
How is that cutting in your bag?
If I lose church members, and I'm not saying it like that, but if I lose church members, or if people don't go to my following because of the slanderous accusations that you published on your website, I feel like you should be held accountable for what you're doing. You can't just be out here talking shit and not be held accountable. No. And
but he's a single man. We cannot assume that he's not having sex.
Well, we're not assuming that either, but we don't know that to be fact. And I feel like, especially in this day and time,
but we don't know that he's not. And if so, I mean, I'm just saying, gossip is gossip. People are gonna gossip.
Gossip is gossip. But if you cut into my bag because you're gossiping, accusations that nobody said was true, you can't cut into my bag. At the point you cut into my bag, that's when it's time for me it's no longer gossip at that point. Gossip doesn't affect my bag.
What do you think, Elizabeth?
Well, I got several points of reference. I see where Freddie is going with that, but here's the problem, Freddie. His track record, his history. So if you all recall, that last baby, he told his congregation that was not his baby, and basically defamed that one. And then when the DNA test came out, who's the daddy? Jamal Bryant. Okay. So the problem is that he already at that time he purported himself to be honest, and then it came out that he wasn't. So here we are, fast forward to 2020. So I'm not saying what the blogger has indicated is untrue, but what I'm saying, based on historical reference of him coming out of his own mouth, his tongue is not silver, it's black.
He did say he's not the man he used to be.